Have you ever wondered why we yawn? It's a question that has puzzled scientists and laypeople alike for centuries. This simple yet mysterious act is a part of our everyday lives. But have we ever stopped to think about why we do it? Yawning is universal, crossing the boundaries of age, culture, and even species. Yes, you heard it right. Not just humans, but our furry companions, from dogs to cats, and even the majestic lions in the wild, they all yawn. There are many misconceptions about yawning that have been passed down through generations. Some say it's a sign of boredom, others declare it a symptom of fatigue. But is there more to this ordinary act than meets the eye? Could there be an underlying reason, a purpose behind our yawns that we're not aware of? But what really happens when we yawn, and why do we do it? Let's dive in. Contrary to popular belief, yawning is a complex process involving multiple parts of our body. The yawning journey begins with an urge, a sudden feeling that's hard to resist. This is the first stage of yawning that scientists refer to as contagious yawning. It's a bit like a sneeze or a hiccup. You don't necessarily see it coming, but once it's there, it demands your attention. Next, we move to the main event. As you surrender to the urge, your mouth opens wide, wider than any normal conversation would require. This is the body's way of taking in a large gulp of air. It's a deep, satisfying inhalation that fills your lungs with fresh oxygen. Now, here's where it gets interesting. As you inhale, a curious thing happens. You experience what's known as brief apnea, a fancy term for a short pause in breathing. It's a moment of stillness, a tiny pause in the rhythm of life. It's almost as if your body is taking a brief moment to appreciate the fresh oxygen it just received. But of course, what goes in must come out. This leads us to the final stage of the yawning process, the exhalation. After the brief pause, you slowly and gently exhale, releasing the stale air from your lungs. This is the part of the yawn that usually brings a sense of relief and satisfaction. It's the body's way of saying mission accomplished. Throughout this whole process, it's important to remember that yawning is an involuntary reflex action. That means it's not something we consciously control. It's one of the body's automatic responses, like blinking or swallowing. So even though it might not seem like it, when you're yawning, your body is hard at work. So, yawning is not as simple as it seems, is it? But why do we yawn? Let's continue our investigation in the next scene. Scientists have been pondering over why we yawn for centuries, and they have come up with some fascinating theories. From the depths of time, yawning has intrigued us all. It's a common phenomenon, yet its purpose remains enigmatic. Theories abound, some physiological, others evolutionary, and some even related to brain temperature. Let's dive in. First up is the physiological theory. This one posits that yawning helps us draw in more oxygen. Think about it. When we yawn, we take a deep, prolonged breath, filling our lungs to the brim with oxygen. This oxygen is then transported to our bloodstream, providing an energy boost to our cells. So, in essence, a yawn could be nature's version of a quick pick-me-up. Next, we have the evolution theory. This one's a bit more social. It suggests that yawning began as a form of communication among our early ancestors. A yawn could signal boredom, alertness, or even the onset of sleep. Over time, this simple act evolved into a complex social cue, helping us communicate non-verbally. And then we have the brain cooling theory. This one's a bit, well, cool. It suggests that yawning helps cool down our brains. When we yawn, the influx of cool air helps lower the temperature of the brain, enhancing its performance. So a yawn could be our brain's way of taking a chill pill. However, it's important to note that none of these theories have been definitively proven. Each one has its merits and its drawbacks, and there's still a lot of research to be done. Yawning is a complex phenomenon, and it's likely that its purpose is multifaceted, encompassing elements from multiple theories. Interesting, isn't it? But there's more to yawning than just theories. So stick around as we delve further into the mysterious world of yawning, exploring its contagious nature, its dark side, and wrapping up with a summary of what we've learned. Stay tuned. Ever noticed how you yawn when someone else does? Well, you're not alone. Isn't it peculiar how a simple stretch of the jaw and a deep breath can trigger a chain reaction in a room full of people? This phenomenon, known as contagious yawning, is a curious trait we share with our fellow beings, and it's not just limited to humans. Many animals, from chimps to dogs, have been observed to catch yawns from their companions. It's like yawning comes with its own share button. Now you might be wondering, why on earth do we yawn contagiously? Well, scientists have been scratching their heads over this for centuries. Some theories suggest it's all about empathy. For example, When we see someone laugh, we might smile or laugh along, right? Similarly, when we see someone yawn, our brain mirrors the action, causing us to yawn too. It's like our brain's way of saying, "I feel you, buddy." Another theory points towards social bonding. Yawning together might have been a way for our ancient ancestors to synchronize sleep patterns or signal the start and end of a day, kind of like an ancient alarm clock, if you will. And then there's the survival instinct theory. Some scientists believe that contagious yawning could have been a primitive alert system. Imagine a group of early humans around a campfire. One of them yawns, signaling they're tired and less alert. This yawn spreads through the group, making everyone aware of the reduced vigilance. It's like a natural early warning system. Of course, these are just theories, and there's still much to learn about this fascinating phenomenon. But one thing's for sure, contagious yawning is a testament to our deeply social nature. And it's one of the many ways our brains connect us with those around us, even in the simplest of ways. So next time you yawn after someone else, remember, it's not your fault, it's just your brain being social. But did you know that excessive yawning might signal something more serious? Yes, you heard it right. While yawning is a natural bodily function, sometimes it could be an indication of underlying health issues. Firstly, let's talk about sleep disorders. Excessive yawning could be a sign that you're not getting enough quality shut-eye. Conditions like insomnia or sleep apnea, which disrupt your sleep patterns, could cause you to yawn more than usual. It's your body's way of saying, "Hey, I'm not getting enough rest." Next, heart problems. This one might surprise you. There are certain heart conditions like aortic dissection where yawning excessively could be one of the symptoms. This is because yawning increases blood flow to the heart, which might be your body's response to a heart that's struggling. Scary, isn't it? Let's shift gears to neurological issues. Conditions such as epilepsy, multiple sclerosis, and even migraines can trigger excessive yawning. In these cases, yawning acts as a sort of warning signal that a flare-up or an attack is imminent. Now, before you start panicking every time you yawn, let's make something clear. Everyone yawns, and it's usually harmless. These instances of yawning as a symptom are relatively rare. But if you notice a significant increase in your yawning, especially if it's accompanied by other symptoms, it's certainly worth mentioning to your doctor. This isn't about self-diagnosis. It's about being aware of your body and taking note of any changes. If you're worried, don't hesitate to seek professional medical advice. Your doctor can help you understand if your yawning is just a natural response to being tired, or if it's something that warrants further investigation. In conclusion, yawning is fascinating, isn't it? It's a simple, everyday action, yet it holds so many secrets and potential signals about our health. So next time you yawn, take a moment to appreciate this unique bodily function. Remember, your health is important. Never hesitate to seek medical advice if you're concerned. After all, it's better to be safe than sorry. Well, that's quite a bit about yawning, isn't it? We've journeyed through the mysterious world of yawning, from the simple process it seems to be, to the complex neurological event it truly is. We've dived into the theories that try to explain why we yawn, understanding it's not just about boredom or sleepiness. We've explored the contagious nature of yawning, a phenomenon that still puzzles scientists and tickles our curiosity. And of course, we've touched upon the dark side of yawning, that it can be a sign of underlying health issues. Yawning, it appears, is a fascinating reflex that's more than just a mundane part of our daily lives. So if this has sparked your interest, don't hesitate to delve deeper into this yawning abyss of knowledge. Next time you yawn, take a moment to appreciate this fascinating reflex, and don't forget to share this yawn-inducing knowledge with others. Hope you enjoyed this journey into the world of yawning. We've uncovered some fascinating facts together and dived deep into the mystery behind this common yet intriguing phenomenon. It's your interaction that fuels our exploration, so don't hold back. Feel free to share your thoughts, questions, or even your favorite yawning moments. If you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing insights. Until next time, keep yawning and keep learning.